guys! Did you know you can relax your hair with baking soda? Yep, it's becoming increasingly popular. There's all sorts of methods out there to achieve this. Some people mix baking soda in their shampoo, some mix it in their conditioner, and some people use it as a baking soda rinse. If you must do it, I'm going to show you the safest method and measurements possible, and show you how to upkeep it so your hair doesn't make a turn for the worst. I'm also going to show you what's really happening to your hair when you put baking soda on it. So if you do decide to try it, you're not doing it blindly and you're making a more informed decision. If you haven't done so already, it's a good idea to watch the last video on the pros and cons of using baking soda on your hair. That video will help you understand what exactly baking soda is and how it interacts with your hair. I understand that caring for natural hair is a learning curve, and that some of you get frustrated and want to find a way to slightly loosen up your texture without using a relaxer. I completely understand. It takes patience to learn something completely new and to wait for your hair to grow out. Baking soda is one of those alternatives that people have turned to. So here's what's happening to your hair when you put a concentrated amount of baking soda on it. The natural pH of everything outside your body is acidic. That's because the sebum produced in your sebaceous glands is acidic, with a pH ranging from 4 to sometimes 6, and coats every inch of your body, including your hair. That's not a random thing, because an acidic environment keeps bad bacteria, fungus, and yeast that's naturally all around us from using our body as a host, growing out of control, and taking over. So an acidic environment is really important for maintaining balance. Apart from your skin and scalp, your hair strands also prefer an acidic environment to remain strong and stay intact. Your scalp is way more complicated because it's alive, but your hair strands are basically a dead fabric, like silk or wool. So preserving and grooming it is what's important for length retention and appearance. There are many ways to damage your hair. In fact, every time you style your hair, you're inflicting some level of damage to it. But when it comes to pH, there's 3 ways you can damage your hair. 1. You can use products that are too acidic outside the safe zone, which scars your cuticle layers, making them too tight and crunchy. 2. You can use products that are too alkaline, which lifts your cuticles and unravels its structure. And 3, which is what a lot of people tend to leave out, is that you can use products that make your hair go through a dramatic pH swing. A pH swing is when you use a product that's really alkaline, which lifts your cuticles, and then attempt to close them back up with a product that's really acidic. This type of thing only works when both products are within the safe zone, not out. But I'll talk more about this in the next video. Anyway, overall, the further away you go from the safe zone on both sides, the more dramatic the damage is. But we all know damage to your hair is inevitable. What matters is how harsh or intense was the damage, how often do you damage it, and what counteractions do you take in your regimen to preserve your hair. With a pH of 9, the pH of baking soda is outside the safe zone, in the alkaline territory. 9 is definitely not as bad as 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14. But for hair strands, a pH of 9 is very strong, so don't make the mistake of underestimating how much damage it can cause. A concentrated amount of baking soda on your hair is strong enough to not just lift your cuticles, but also strong enough to weaken your keratin bonds and start to unravel the structure of your hair at the cortex level. True, you're left with a looser texture, but you're also left with hair that's more fragile and more prone to breakage. With that said, if you're willing to take the risk, here's how to do it. Mix 2 tablespoons of baking soda to half a cup of conditioner. Why conditioner? Because it's the safest way to deliver baking soda to your hair. Then add 2 tablespoons of an organic oil of your choice to make it more lubricated. I'm adding the Herbal Hot Oil treatment for its added benefits. Cleanse your hair as you normally would. Then coat your hair strands with the baking soda conditioner mixture. You can get close, but try to avoid your scalp as much as possible. Wear a shower cap and let it sit for 30 minutes. If you let it sit for longer, it will over-process. No need for a hooded dryer or steamer, just a shower cap. After you rinse it out, use a paper towel to remove excess water by squeezing the paper towel down the length of your hair until it's damp and not soaking wet. Then coat your hair and scalp with a high-quality organic oil, preferably one that has penetration abilities, but don't use too much. My hair is really dense and thick, and this is how much oil I would use. After this process, put your hair in a style that doesn't cause too much tension to your strands, because the actual fabric of your hair has been weakened, so it's more prone to breakage.